There shall be light among people. BD number 8658. October 29, 1963. A vast spiritual region is opened up to those of you humans who allow yourselves to be instructed by me myself, because through my messengers and mediators I can convey the knowledge to all who merely desire it and whose life of love enabled them to understand it. This region is closed to your intellectual studies. It is and will also remain unverifiable to you humans until you are granted such bright inner light by the Spirit that it is conclusive for you to have the true knowledge. And this spiritual region is inexhaustible. Your God and Creator will instruct you constantly and grant you ever more profound realization if only you would always comply with the prerequisite which is expected of you, that you make heartfelt contact with me in prayer or through deeds of love, for the bond with me must be present, otherwise you will forever remain spiritually blind. For I myself am the light, I am the truth, I am the spring from which love, light and strength, profound wisdom, come forth. And this flow can only pour out if the contact has been established, which you have to establish yourselves because you once discontinued it voluntarily. But then a region will be opened up to you which you, as mere humans, cannot enter if this contact with me does not exist. But then everything becomes clear to you, you recognize the spiritual correlations, you understand my reign and activity, my eternal plan of salvation will be revealed to you and you will be able to comprehend it. You learn about spiritual happenings which form the basis of your existence as humans, you also understand the natural processes and can explain to yourselves the happenings around you, my nature will be revealed to you and many a veil will be lifted before your eyes. You will also be able to examine spiritual worlds, even if you are only mentally informed of them at first, until your spiritual eye opens when you have attained a specific degree of maturity which allows for spiritual vision. Knowledge you are entirely lacking as humans will be bestowed upon you by my fatherly love, which would like you to be in the same state again as you were before your apostasy from me, when you were brightly illuminated by the light of realization and blissfully happy. You are meant to attain this state again and can indeed achieve it during your life on earth as human beings. However, you must strive for it, it cannot be given to you. You must make conscious contact with me, acknowledge me as your God and Creator, as your Father, and long for my presence, which will subsequently grant you the highly valuable gifts of grace, because my infinite love wants to give itself and thus also wants to once again send you the bright light of realization, which you yourselves clouded out and finally lost entirely. Now consider the spiritual darkness humanity lives in, consider that only a few people create a sphere of light around themselves, that, in a manner of speaking, merely sparks of light flare up on earth, which certainly could be caught by every person and which would suffice to ignite a light again in a person's heart who would like to escape the darkness. Consider how much happier people would be if only they had a small degree of realization, which they could raise at any time. Then you, who have already kindled a light in yourselves, will understand that I favor everything which helps to bring a light among the people. You will understand that I educate my own bearers of light whom I endow with an abundance of knowledge, whom I guide increasingly deeper into the truth, which can only originate from me, and that I instruct these bearers of light to let their light shine forth again, so that it shall penetrate the darkness which burdens the human race. It is not my will that you humans leave earthly life in the same darkness as you entered it. It is my will that you, in this life as a human being, desire light again and, truly, your desire will be granted, and it will make you happy on earth already when you learn to understand why you live on earth and what your actual task on earth is. Only I know what darkness means for a free and blessed spirit which was created in brightest light. Only I know that this spirit can only be happy again when it moves within the circuit of my emanation of love. I want to draw it into this circuit of my flow of love on earth and therefore repeatedly send rays to him which should kindle a light in him that urges towards the eternal essence of light of its own accord. It means, that I first grant every person a small amount of knowledge pertaining to spiritual spheres, which the person can increase of his own will. He can constantly avail himself of the flow of my strength of love, he can gain spiritual possessions if he uses this flow of strength for acts of love whereby the love ignites an increasingly brighter light in him. And light signifies knowledge, realization, most profound wisdom, but only ever pertaining to spiritual regions which are inaccessible to the intellect, because I myself make a point of instructing those people who hand themselves over to me and appeal to me for spiritual enlightenment. They may receive extensive knowledge and thus gradually enter the very state of realization they enjoyed in the beginning. The darkness my adversary had imposed on them will recede, they will attain the light again by having established conscious contact with me, the eternal essence of light, and allowing themselves to be illuminated by me once more as in the beginning, when they originated from me in all perfection. Amen.